So last meeting, we discussed about how to draw the shear and bending moment diagram. So take for example, we have a concentrated load applied at the center here on our beam AB. What we did is we divide our beam into sections. In this case, we have section AD and DB. Now, if we want to evaluate this beam on section AD, what we did is we cut that segment AD here, and then we have our convention. No? So if we want to evaluate segment AD, what we did is to cut that segment AD, and we have a convention wherein if we're applying the equilibrium equations on the left portion of our segment, we have our convention as downward shear and counterclockwise moment. And now if we're using the right side of the segment, we have our upward shear and clockwise moment. So basically, that is what we did last meeting. And if a beam carries more than two or three concentrated loads, or if it carries a distributed load, the method here for plotting shear and bending moment diagrams is likely to be quite cumbersome. It's lengthy and it's tedious to do. However, constructing a shear diagram and especially a bending moment diagram are much easier if we take into consideration some relations among the load, shear, and bending moment. So instead of cutting this into segments, no, wherein pwedeng dumami yung segment natin if we have a lot of concentrated loads and distributed loads applied to our beam, in this topic or in this lecture video, I'll be introducing a new approach in drawing the shear and bending moment diagram. So what we will be doing here is to find the relations among the load, shear, and bending moment. And now if we have that relation, we can apply that to drawing the shear and bending moment diagram. To do that, we have here our beam AB, and we cut a small portion or segment from our beam and call it segment CC prime. Now, for our beam here, our segment here, CC prime here, if i-enlarge natin to, ito yung itsura. Okay? So, for our segment CC prime, the distributed load somehow, if we think about the distance from C to C prime as very, very, very small distance, somehow this curvature at the top would look like a flat line. No? So, this red area here becomes a rectangle. No? So if we have a distributed area in a form of a rectangle, now if we replace this distributed area by a concentrated area, that would be, or its amount would be, the area of the rectangle. No? So what's this rectangle here? So this rectangle is just base times height. What will be the base? The base is delta x, while its height is w. So therefore, the concentrated load that will be replacing our distributed load would be W times delta X applied at delta X over 2 or at the middle. Okay? Now take a look at the portion here on the left side. Now using our convention we learned from the previous video, if we cut this portion here, the convention would be we have an upward shear and a clockwise moment. Now on the right side, we have a downward shear and counterclockwise moment. Okay, and its value would be somehow shear plus delta V and our moment as M plus delta M here. Now let's have concept application 7.1. Consider a simply supported beam AB with a span of L carrying a uniformly distributed load W. From the free body diagram of the entire beam, we determine the magnitude of the reactions at the support. No? So since due to symmetry, the uniformly distributed load applied on the span AB here, that would somehow create an equal amount of reactions at point A and B. So since the total load here would equal to the area of this distributed load, so therefore, the total area of the distributed load here is just W times L, no? It's just base times height. Therefore, the reactions at the support would be WL over 2, and here also that is WL over 2. Now, we're ready to draw the shear and moment diagram, no? So in drawing the shear and moment diagram, let's recall our formula. For drawing the shear diagram, we have our formula as V2 minus V1 is equal to the negative area under the load curve, say LC. So if we start at point A here, the shear at that point is WL over 2. So let's just draw on our shear diagram L over 2, WL over 2. So somewhere, if this point here is 0, so from here up to WL over 2. So we have our V2 minus our V1, which is WL over 2, is equal to the negative area under the load curve. So what would be the area under the load curve? So we have the integral from, say our point 2 here is P. So from 0 to any point 2, no? From 0 to point 2. That is base times height, W dx. So evaluate natin to, we have here negative Wx. Okay? So our V2 here is just equal to WL over 2 minus Wx. Factor out natin yung W, we have W L over 2 minus X. Okay? So ayan, this expression here. So if you want to evaluate what is the shear at point P, we have VB is equal to W times L over 2 minus the value of X at point B, that is equal to L. So that is L. Therefore, VB is just negative WL over 2. Okay? So at point B, this point here, our V is basically at here, no? This value. So that is negative WL over 2. Okay? Now at point B here, we have a shear going upward, WL over 2. So from this point, going up, babalik tayo sa 0. No? Kasi negative L over 2 plus WL over 2, we have 0. Now sir, how about the graph? What would be the graph here? Is it linear or is it quadratic? So as you can see here, from our expression, the shear curve here has x to the power of 1. So therefore, our shear curve here is linear. So, ano yung kailangan natin to create a line? We only need 2 points, no? So since we already have point 1 and point 2 here, and knowing that our shear curve is linear, therefore, our shear curve here is just the line connecting the 2 points. Yan. Basically, ito yung shear diagram natin. Okay? Diba from our expression, dV over dx is equal to negative W. So, this W here is in terms of x or a function of x. No? So, since we have dV over dx is equal to negative W, wherein W is a function of x, from here, we can conclude that the function of our load curve has 1 degree lower than our shear curve, no? Kasi we have dV over dx. So the slope here is a point dito sa load curve natin. Okay? So kaya makikita nyo dito that the load curve is constant. Then pagdating natin dito sa shear curve natin, linear, no? Kasi yung load curve natin, yung x niya is to the power of 0 kasi constant. Dito yung x niya is to the power of 1. So we can conclude that the shear curve is 1 degree higher than our load curve. The same as with our bending moment curve, no? So we have dm over dx is equal to v. So as you can see here, the slope at our bending moment diagram is just equal to a point in our shear curve. So therefore, our bending moment diagram is 1 degree higher than our shear curve. So kung ito siya constant, yung degree niya is 0, pagdating dito, linear na, yung degree niya 1. So therefore, since our moment is 1 degree higher than our shear, expected that in our bending moment diagram, quadratic yung susunod. No? So from here, constant, then linear, then for the moment, we have quadratic. No? So let's try to draw our moment diagram. Ayan. So the formula is M2 minus M1 is just equal to the area under the shear diagram. Ayan. So at this point here, wala tayong moment. Diba? Shear lang naman yung nakikita natin dito. So the moment at M1 is 0. No? So this one here is 0. So therefore, M2 is just, ano pa to? Area under the shear diagram, that is integral of v dx. No? From 0 to 2. So that is integral of, what is our v? We have this one, w L over 2 minus x dx. Okay? From 0 to 0.2, or from point 1 to point 2. Okay? So if we try to evaluate this one here, we have M2 is equal to W over 2 times Lx minus x squared. So as you can see here, the moment in our moment diagram is to the power of 2, yung x natin. So therefore, our moment diagram here is quadratic. Okay? So ayan. So let's try to substitute. Say m at x is equal to 0. So we have here w over 2 L times 0 minus 0 squared, that is 0. How about at x is equal to L? We have w over 2 times L minus L squared. So this one here becomes 0, so that is also 0. No? So at x is equal to L, that is at this point, our moment is also 0. How about at the half distance? L over 2. So let's try to solve. M at x is equal to L over 2. We have w over 2 times L over 2 minus L over 2 squared. So we have here L squared over 2 minus L squared over 4. In that case, we have 1 half minus 1 over 8 times 1 half. We have here L squared over 2 minus L squared over 4 omega over 2. This is 1 half minus 1/4 times 1 half. We have 1 over 8 omega L squared. Okay? So at the half distance, our M is 1 over 8 WL over 2. So somewhere, say this point, it's 1 over 8 omega L squared. Now knowing na this curve here is parabola, so we can just simply connect these 3 points here, no? So the curve would somehow look like this one. Yan, and then, yan. So this would be the bending moment diagram. Another way to evaluate the moment at this point here is to look on the area of our shear curve. Diba we have a formula na M2 minus M1 is just equal to the area under the shear diagram. No? Say if our M1 here we know that is 0, and then yung M2 natin is at this point here at x is equal to L over 2. Let's just substitute, no? We have M2 is just equal to the area under the shear diagram. So since we're evaluating this point here at x is equal to L over 2, substitute lang natin, no? So ano daw yung area under the shear diagram? So ano yung area nito? The area nito is a triangle, no? So ano yung area ng triangle? We have 1 half base times height. So that is equal to 1 half. Ano yung base natin? The base natin is L over 2. And then ano naman yung height natin? The height is WL over 2. So we have WL over 2. So therefore, the M at x is equal to L over 2 is just equal to 1 half times 1 half times 1 half. We have 1 over 8. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. WL squared. So instead of using this formula here, we can safely say, using this expression, that m at x is equal to L over 2, that is equal to 1 over 8 WL squared. No? So we have two methods here. So yan lang. Na sir, if ito yung gagamitin ko, hindi ko malalaman if it's the curve here concave up ba or concave downward, no? So dito makikita nyo yan, no? If our slope here or our shear diagram here is decreasing, the graph in our moment diagram would be frowning or concave downward, no? So one way to remember this one here is